money makes money. Rich versus wealthy. Rich versus wealthy. So a lot of times people try to define what is rich versus wealthy. And I always say that I want to be wealthy because wealthy has so many extensions of revenue. It has so many extensions of how you obtain money versus rich. Rich people usually, and it's kind of a hybrid because if you're wealthy, then you're rich. But if you're rich, you may not be wealthy. And this is my own terminology. So you can go Google it, you can go Wikipedia it, you can go define it however you like. This is my terminology. This is the way my brain thinks about rich versus wealthy. Wealthy, you can never be broke. Wealthy people, wealthy families, you can never go broke. You will have to try to do something astronomically stupid. And believe me, if you're wealthy, then you got wealthy for a reason. And it's not by being stupid. So you will always be wealthy. You will always be rich. Now, rich people, depending on how you got your wealth, maybe it was one or two or three different types of ways. But yes, you can become poor again. You may know some people who were rich and became poor, or rich and the IRS took their money and they became poor. They filed for bankruptcy. Now you go do on your own research on that. I'm not trying to drop dimes on nobody, but that is my definition of rich versus wealthy. Rich people usually get their income maybe one, two, three different ways, but if they go outside of their spending limit, because everybody has a spending limit. Let's take, for instance, Jeff Bezos, the CEO, owner, founder of Amazon. The only way he will probably go broke, him being worth anywhere between $112 billion to $133 billion, he will have to try to buy the world. Okay, he would try to have to buy maybe Europe, England, well, Europe is the continent, but England, London, Paris, etc., right? Whereas a rich person, they can probably just buy a hotel, depending on how much. Oh, here's another thing. What do you consider rich? Is $1 million a rich person? It depends on where their money is located, because a lot of times we say, oh, he's rich, he's worth $1.2 million. A lot of times when you're rich, your money is tied up into assets, right? Things that are generating money for you. But if one of those assets tanker, one of those assets bankrupt, then are you still rich? See, net worths are essentially, if you sold all your assets, that's how much money you'll generally receive. But also, when you're wealthy and your net worth, they also add in how much liquid cash you possibly have in the bank, right? Do you think that Jeff Bezos have at least $1 billion in the bank? I do, right? His company, Amazon, and also Blue Origin, right? His space company, right? A space exploration company. Amazon is worth $1 trillion. Okay, the stock teeters between $1,800 to $2,000. Now, I don't know about Blue Origin. I don't know if they went public yet or not. But we have to understand that a lot of times we'll say where people are worth, like Warren Buffett, he's another rich guy, worth, 90 to $100 million. Now, his is more liquid cash than a lot of the other CEOs and wealthier people because the only thing Warren Buffett needs to do is what? Sell his stocks, right? And the amount that he sold his stocks for may teeter anywhere between $1 to $50, depending on how the market performed that day. And these are very arbitrary numbers, guys. But let's get into some wealthy people, because I think it's interesting. Number one person on the list is Jeff Bezos. Okay, and this is coming from USA Today. And some of this is kind of old information, but the rich people who are at the top, they're still at the top, or the wealthy people, rather. Jeff Bezos, he will have to do something totally outside of what I think his thinking is, like buying the world, okay, at $112 billion, $130 billion. Bill Gates, we know him, Microsoft owner, owner, founder, CEO. I don't know if he's still, he said, well, he got him as co-founder, but he said he's worth $90 billion. I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more. This is slightly old, guys, slightly old. Warren Buffett is number 3 on the list, $84 billion. The Oracle of Omaha, that's what they call him, because he's just a Man, he has a gift when it comes to buying and selling stocks. Let's just put it that way. Bernard Arnault and family, their net worth is over $70 billion. And of course, the infamous, the famous Mark Zuckerberg, he's worth over $70 billion. And the guy's only like 34 years of age. See, Amencio Ortega, net worth over $7 billion. He's a Spanish business tycoon. Okay, Europe's wealthiest guy. You have Carlos Hila and family, net worth over $60 billion. Mexico's richest man. You also have the Koch brothers, okay? That's that's Koch, the Koch brothers. They both are worth over $60 billion, and that's their family, of course. Then you have Larry Ellison, who's worth over $50 billion, and he's the person from Oracle Software. So the reason why I gave you these families, the reason why I gave you these names, because I want you to reference what you call rich and what you call wealthy. And I want you to define in your life what you want to be. Most rich people, they have to continue to generate wealth somehow, some way. These people that I just named, in my opinion, can just stop everything they're doing and still be billionaires till the day they die. Yes, if they stop making car parts, if Amazon just stopped production, right? He sold the company, he no longer has Blue Origin, and he just say, hey, I have $133 billion. I'm not going to do anything to generate wealth. I'm not going to invest. I'm not going to sponsor. I'm not going to even donate so I get tax kickbacks or anything. I'm not going to do anything. He will still be a billionaire till the day he dies. Unless, again, he loses his mind and try to buy half the world. So on and so forth. We either be Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. So the question I'm asking you is, do you want to be rich or do you want to be wealthy? Now, I believe there's levels to this. Before you become wealthy, you have to become rich unless you're the daughter or son of Jeff Bezos, you're the daughter or son of Bill Gates, you're the daughter or son of the Saudi family, right? The Saudi family, we know about them. The oil tycoons of the Middle East, and also Saudi Arabia. We have to understand what's the difference is because we have to define what we want to be. When you're making your vision board, right, and you're setting down your goals, you're like, I want to be rich. Do you have a plan of becoming rich? Because once you get to rich, then what? I want to be wealthy. And then I want my family to be wealthy. And this is how I'm going to do it. So this is just good information, right? I thought that you might want to have my thoughts on. I don't know if you ever thought about it this way, because there's a lot of rich people. You look on TV, you see athletes, you see sports entertainers, you see public speakers, you see entrepreneurs, and they're rich, right? Some of my friends are rich. I told you this. Some of my friends are millionaires, right? They have $1 million+ in the bank. They're millionaires. They're rich. But if they make 3 or 4 consecutive bad decisions, they will no longer be rich. As a matter of fact, some of them may be bankrupt. Some of them may have to sell assets just to stay afloat. On the other hand, wealthy people, they can make a lot of bad decisions and still be quite wealthy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I just kind of want you to play with this a little bit in your psyche of your mind to define, once you become rich and what you believe rich is, because this is all pertaining, right? Then do you want to become wealthy? Because we can get into the wealthy families. I can do you want me to do a quick Google search? Okay, you know what? I think you guys want to know. So I did wealthy people. Let's do wealthy families. I think this is very interesting, right? Because you'll know that some of the wealthiest people, their families are wealthiest first, but it may change a little bit. So the first family on the list is the Walton family, okay? Walmart, right? The place where you go to get all your cheap stuff. Your frugal purchases. Their estimated worth is $190 billion. The family of Walmart is worth $190 billion. The Mars family. Anybody remember the Mars bars? Or is it just me? But anyway, they're worth $180 $26 billion. And we have to understand this. It says Mars is the Walmart of candy, a multi-generational family business that is cheap and popular. Okay, they this for some information here. They make M&Ms, and I'm pretty sure we have all eaten M&Ms. I'm not sponsoring M&Ms, guys. The Koch brothers, okay, David and Charles Koch, which was on the same list, right? What was on the same list. They do fortune in oil business, founded by their father. Remember generational wealth? You remember that conversation we had, generational wealth? This is what I'm talking about. Their father left them money. You may not like Donald Trump, but his father left him $10 million or maybe more, and now he's a billionaire, or what people say. This pointing that generational wealth works, how it is passed down and transcended, that the people under them become rich and they live great lives. You're like, why would I worry about that? I'm not going to be here. You sure worry about it. It's your family. Just my point, my opinion. Don't beat me up on that. The Saudi royal family. The Saudi royal family said the House of Saud, the Saudi royal family has a monarchy history extending back nearly a century. That's 100 years. The family's maximum fortune is estimated at $100 billion, has grown thanks to decades of payments from the royal king's executive office. Ties with Saudi Aramco, the world's profitable company, blah, 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 like where it is, and part of oil. There it is. It wasn't there. I had to insert it. None of that. The Wertheimer family. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm butchering their name. I'm just going to spell it. Wertheimer family. They are the makers of Chanel. Okay, they're worth over $50 billion as a family. The Dumas family, and they make Hermes. This is another French fashion designer family. They're worth over $50 billion. And these people are the people who bought Anheuser-Busch, the Van Damme, this Spoolberch, and the Misevis family. I'm sorry, these guys are out of Belgium. Did I say Germany? They're out of Belgium. But nonetheless, they bought Anheuser-Busch. And I'm butchering these names because they're foreign names. The next is the Bohingra family. This is a German family. And they are into pharmaceuticals. They're worth over $50 billion. And then you have the Mukesh and the Ambani relevance industry. And this is in India. They're worth over $50 billion. And then you have the Cargill Macmillan families, net worth over $40 billion. Let's see what else. That was pretty much the last family, guys. I don't want to bore you by telling you everybody else is rich except you, right? Everybody is rich except me. I'm not a millionaire, so I marvel at things like that because I understand the psyche that these people, once they become rich, they continue to become wealthy and so on and so forth. So hopefully this helped your train of thinking about what you want to do in your life and where you want you and your family to be, and you understanding the rich versus the wealthy. And just another point I want to make, think about all the rich people you knew who once were rich. Prior football, basketball, hockey, baseball players, entertainers who were once rich but spent their money and now they're broke and they're asking to GoFundMe. So think about that. That is the rich versus the wealthy. The wealthy will never ask you for no money. They will never beg money from you because, quite frankly, they're going to have money until the day they die, and so will their family. This is Raw's World. Learn money and be inspired. And yeah, I want to be rich, but at the end, I want my family to be wealthy. I'm out.